Hey, what's going on, guys? Maldiva here, and today I'm going to be bringing you guys an add-on guide. Now, this isn't just specifically for Warlocks. You can use this for pretty much any class. I mean, some classes might need other add-ons, but it's kind of universal. So if you're looking to get into PvP, no matter what class you are, these are the add-ons that I use and I recommend. But if you are a Warlock, then these are going to be 100% spot on everything that I use. So jumping into it, we'll go into the interface, or actually let's go here. So this is a list of all my add-ons. If you guys want to look quickly at everything that I currently have on my computer. So the first we're going to go over is advanced interface options. So this add-on specifically is good for everything, because Blizzard, they pruned a lot of the interface settings from the normal interface right here. So now it's kind of sad that we need this an add-on called advanced interface options to bring back a lot of the settings that were pruned out of the game for I don't know what reason, because let me tell you, there was a lot of important settings and stuff on here that were pruned. And then you even can go into here and see there's a ton that you can change, like some of the values you can change and all this. So yeah, I'd highly recommend it if you guys were pretty sad about all the interface options that they pruned, because I know I was. And then let's see, next, Azerite tooltip. This I cannot go without. Let me tell you, Azerite tooltip, if you notice when I mouse over all of my Azerite gear, you can see the traits that I already have selected. And even if I look at my other pieces, I can see the traits on those without shift clicking them. I think this should be default into the game, but unfortunately it's not. So you need this add-on to make it look nice and pretty like that. And there's a bunch of settings on it, like you can have it to show the icons right on the piece of gear without even having to mouse over it. I think if we go right in here, yeah, see, there's a couple settings for that one right there. And then next up, big debuffs. Okay, big debuffs. This is one I also recommend for everybody, whether you're PvPing or probably even, I mean, I guess PvE, I don't know, it could be a little useful, probably not. But what this does is it'll show a huge icon of the crowd control, let's say, on the target. So if you're in a party and you're doing threes on your raid frames, it'll make the debuff bigger on the frame, so you can see it. Like when your healers polymorph, they're feared, it makes it way easier to see. And then also when you have an enemy targeted, let's say he pops Dark Soul, instead of his picture being here, it'll show the Dark Soul icon really huge, so you'll be able to see it. Any offensive cooldown pretty much, or even defensives as well. So if you're it just helps pick them up, so you don't have to kind of stress yourself out looking at the tiny little buffs and debuffs on their plate. And you can go in and customize a million settings. It's crazy. There's like a priority list on everything. It's pretty nice. You can even blacklist some things. So I highly recommend that one as well. And then classic UI. So I don't know if you guys notice, my UI probably looks different than yours, just the interface layout. This was the old layout that we used to have, but then I think it was BFA came out and then they changed it. So now you need this add-on called classic UI to restore it and have the old interface back. So if you're a fan of the old one, then I would highly recommend this add-on to fix that. Next up, dampening display. This is mainly used for my stream. Just so at the top, right under the, I think it's right under the time limit left on the match, you'll see a percentage once you hit dampening. So instead of mousing over the dampening debuff, you can just have this add-on and it'll show the actual value without having to mouse over that. So yeah, it was mainly just to display it for stream, so they can see it, and it was just kind of entertaining for the clips. But yeah, if you don't want to have to mouse over it, then I would highly recommend that add-on. And then we have details. So obviously, if you're a PvEer, you're gonna know what details is, but this is also pretty nice to have in arena as well, because you can go in and break down everything. So this is what the window looks like right here. You can go in, see damage done, healing done. What else is there? Interrupts, the dispels, the death log, cooldowns used, buff up times, to kind of try to min-max your damage or healing, whatever you're trying to do, and also see what the enemy's doing and how you're comparing in damage and healing to them. So highly recommend that. Just good to have the log, even if you don't even use it. Like I always have it open on my screen just because I like it, but you don't even have to have it open. You just have it closed, and if you're ever curious, just open it up after a game. And then next we Garrison Mission Manager. That's just for the mission table. So if you want that, it's not a PvP thing or whatever, but just like quality of life, just for the mission table thingy. And Gladius. Now the Gladius is very important. If you don't use S Arena or the default arena frames, then you're gonna want to be using Gladius. I've been using Gladius for years and years, so I'm just used to it. And if you pull it up, let's do a Gladius test so you guys can see it. There it is right there. So yeah, you can see you could target people, you could see the diminishing returns, you could see when they trinket, even when the healers use the spell. There's a ton of settings that you can tune in, change the announcements, cast bar sizes, make it display more information. So highly recommend this one if you at least need something. You need to either have the default, then I know there's S Arena, and then Gladius. So whichever one you prefer. I just like Gladius because it shows more information, but it's a little bit, it's not as simple as the others. S Arena and default are just very simple. There's a lot going on with Gladius if you're not used to it. And then Master Plan, that is just another add-on for the Garrison Mission Manager, so that doesn't really have anything to do with PvP. My Slot, that's just for transferring settings between your characters. And now Omnibar. Omnibar, this one, I think every class probably needs Omnibar because you can not only track interrupts. That's what it was mainly used for when they first brought those kind of add-ons into the game. It started with like interrupt bar, but now you can have a million spells on this thing, and you just turn it into a spaceship UI where you're tracking almost everything in the game. So if you go and see, you can pick all the different classes and choose what you want to track. And there is a ton of options. So I started tracking other cooldowns that were pretty important based on the game, but you can keep it kind of simple because it does get overwhelming. That's why I try not to have too much on here, but I already have a really good amount. So yeah, highly recommend this. Even if you're a melee, you don't have to worry about interrupts. It's cool to see what the enemy's cooldowns are, offensive cooldowns or defensive cooldowns, to kind of play around it a little bit more. Now after that we have Omni CC. So I've been using Omni CC for years. What that does is it will put the little number countdown on your buffs and debuffs. So you can see on my defensive ones, it has it there. And they don't have this in the game. There's another functionality with it. If you pop a cooldown, it puts the numbers on your action bar. Now Blizzard implemented a setting where it will do this only, but not over here. As you can see the countdown. And also if I target an enemy and I have dots on them, it'll show the ticking countdown as well, and for crowd control. So that's why I just like it. I've been used to it, using it for years. Safe queue, yeah, if you're going to be queuing arenas or battlegrounds, I think safe queue is going to be a smart add-on to have. So it removes the leave queue button. I don't even think the leave queue button's on the queues anymore. I think they removed them, but they keep adding them back every once in a while. The main functionality of this is you can see the time remaining on when your queue will disappear. So you can enter the arena with like 5 seconds left if you're doing world quests in between or whatever, just to min-max your time outside. Trophy GCD, this is, I mean, I guess the main functionality of this is if you're a streamer or you're making videos, it'll just show your global cooldowns. See if I have it enabled. Yeah, right there. So it just shows what buttons I press for people watching. It's not really useful for me. I guess where it could be useful is if there's some settings on that add-on to where you can make your party members global show up, your target, your focus, so you can see global by global what your enemy is casting, which is pretty cool. I could see that, but that's just too much clutter for me. I don't want all that on my screen, so that's why I opt out of that. And then Weakauras. So again, if you're a PvEer, I think Weakauras, you guys are going to be familiar with that. Don't think I'm using many Weakauras. I forgot what I had it for. Oh yeah, we had it for the Maldic trinket, but that's no longer needed. And most of these were just old PvE ones that I use. So yeah, I don't really use it anymore. I shouldn't even have it enabled, but you can have some Weakauras for PvP. I've seen people have some interesting ones, but for me, I don't really need it at the moment. Maybe if you're trying to track let's say flashpoint uptime, you can make a flashpoint icon right there to make sure you always have it up. Remind you to put an immolate on someone that's above 80%. And world quest tracker, that's just for your world quest, so not really PvP related, but also a good add-on to have if you guys need to do your world quest. And then lastly, my Zygor. Zygor is not used for PvP either, but just quality of life, leveling guide, any guide you need, reputation, whatever. That is my go-to add-on for that. So yeah, I think that's everything, guys. I hope this helped, and don't forget to leave a like, comment on the video, and also subscribe and tap the notification bell so you're notified whenever I upload a video, because we're doing daily uploads now. And I also made a Warlock Facebook group, so if anybody has any Warlock questions, the group is on Facebook. You can find the link in the bio down below. People have been posting screenshots of them hitting like 1800, 2K, asking any Warlock questions, and all the other people in the group can join in and kind of give their opinion or help you out with it, whatever like issue or problem you may be having. So yeah, thank you guys, and I will see you all in the next video.